Hello and welcome to the Guarantee Network. We cover stories that are interesting to our viewers and we deliver content with detailed analysis. Please like and subscribe to our channel. It helps the algorithms and we are grateful that you are a part of the Guarantee community. Now without further ado, let's get right into the video. A man was robbed and killed after his online date. Adam Hillary met 18-year-old Haley Rose Bustos on dating site Plenty of Fish in August 2016. The two agreed to meet up, though Hillary was 27 at the time. The older guy took Bustos on a bowling date in Winter Haven, FL. The couple spent time in Hillary's house after the date, and all seemed well. They even agreed to meet up the next night. However, when Bustos returned to Hillary's house, she brought two male criminals. The teen girl and her conspirators shot Hillary and stole his valuables. The three were later arrested for the fatal crime. A woman cheated on and ran over her date. In September 2014, 53-year-old Washingtonian Leon Shaw went on a first date with a woman in his Seattle town. The two drank heavily on their romantic romp, and the unnamed woman decided that she wanted a tattoo. To appease, Shaw took his date to a professional artist. The woman and the tattoo artist started to engage in intimacies, though, and Shaw grew angry. Allegedly, he slapped his date. In retaliation, the woman left the shop and stole Shaw's car. The man chased her, but he was struck with the vehicle and killed. After she crashed the car, the woman was taken to a nearby hospital in critical condition. A man couldn't let his date call the cops, so he kidnapped her. Tennessee man Craig Mangrum was 30 years old when he went on a first date with an unnamed woman in December 2016. The pair visited multiple bars in the Nashville area, and they were quite drunk at the end of the night. The woman wanted to drive them home in Mangrum's car. Eventually, an angered Mangrum gave in, but once they got in the car, he threatened to kill his date. Frightened, the woman got out of the vehicle to call police. Mangrum chased her, forced her back in the car, and explained that police officers would ruin his probationary release. After being driven to her irate date's home, the woman escaped again and called authorities while in the presence of neighbors. Mangrum was arrested and charged with aggravated kidnapping. Tinder user fell 14 stories and met her untimely demise. A week after meeting each other on Tinder, 26-year-old Wariana Wright and 28-year-old Gable Tosti agreed to meet in person for a date. The pair lounged in Tosti's Australia apartment in August 2014 before everything went sour. An argument allegedly led Tosti to choke the slightly younger woman. Eventually, he locked her on his 14th floor balcony. Wright tried to escape, but she fell to her death instead. The Australian man was arrested for his date's death and charged with murder. Audio recordings of the incident were played during his trial, and they proved valuable. Tosti was acquitted of all charges, and Wright's death was determined to be accidental. A couple tried to skip out on a restaurant bill, but they ended up in jail. 18-year-old Devin Norling and 19-year-old Sydney Sanders, both from South Florida, went on their first date in October 2011. They chose Indian River Mall's TGI Fridays in Vero Beach, FL. The pair decided to leave without paying the $25.60 bill since they were already seated in the restaurant's patio section. Sanders left the restaurant first and proceeded to a nearby Macy's in the mall. Norling then tried to flee through a fire exit door, but after setting off an alarm, he jumped over the patio fence. Security found the couple running through the parking lot. They were both arrested and charged with theft. Police found a pipe with marijuana residue in Sanders' purse, so she was charged with paraphernalia possession, too. A woman bit her partner's amputated leg. In February 2016, Rachel Lynn Camarda met a man online and agreed to hang out at his Cookville TN house. The two drank alcohol to feel more comfortable on their first date. Allegedly, Camarda became so belligerent that the homeowner asked her to leave. The woman refused and became aggressive when she realized that a cab was waiting for her outside. The man claimed that Camarda grabbed his genitals and bit into his amputated leg, right near his groin. He then threw Camarda off of him, and she passed out on his couch. Police arrived soon after and placed her in an ambulance. The drunk woman attempted to escape from the moving vehicle, but she was eventually restrained. Later, Camarda was transported to the county jail. A man stole his date's car. Gerald Tights met a woman on OkCupid in February 2015, and they both decided to try a first date. The 53-year-old man went to his date's Atco NJ home afterwards, and then drove off in her red 2007 Toyota Solara. Luckily, though, the victim's vanity license plate, JRSYGRL, was very distinguishable. Teets was on the run for 2 weeks before the car was spotted in nearby Cherry Hill, NJ. He was subsequently arrested for the crime. A woman was strangled on her first date. Virginia native Alan Richard Schmidt met a 23-year-old woman on the Plenty of Fish dating site. The pair decided to arrange their first date in October 2017. The older man drove to meet his date, but the young lady was shocked to learn that her prospect was 77 years old. His age deterred her from carrying on a relationship. However, the woman did allow Schmidt to take her on a shopping spree. When Schmidt realized that his online love didn't reciprocate his feelings, he demanded that she return the $400 worth of clothing he bought her. When the woman refused, Schmidt allegedly threw her to the ground and choked her. Somehow, she survived. Schmidt claimed that the woman made him lose his balance. Supposedly, he only grabbed her neck in order to regain his footing, but he was arrested on charges of felony strangling. A woman needed a kitchen knife to fight off her date. In January 2013, 45-year-old Stuart Mason of Bolton, UK, arrived at Amanda Hodgkinson's home in Blackpool for their first date. After conversing with Mason, Hodgkinson realized that they were not compatible. She asked him to leave, but the man was irate. Mason pushed his date to the floor, but she was able to retrieve a knife from the kitchen. Hodgkinson did not wound her attacker, but when police arrived, both participants were deemed drunk. Mason was arrested and fined for assault. Daniel Drayton is an alleged serial killer who used Tinder to meet his victims. In July 2018, police tracked down Daniel Drayton, a man suspected of raping and killing 29-year-old Samantha Stewart, a nurse from Queens, NY, with whom he matched on Tinder. Authorities discovered him in a Los Angeles hotel room where he was holding another woman prisoner after sexually assaulting her. On July 30th, 2018, Drayton pleaded not guilty in Los Angeles County Superior Court to charges relating to the woman in a hotel room. He was charged with sexual assault and attempted murder. As investigators continued probing into Drayton's past, they began suspecting he was connected to a string of Tinder and rideshare-related sexual assaults and murders. A month prior to Stewart's alleged murder, New York detectives were looking into a Brooklyn woman's report that he raped and choked her after a Tinder date. According to prosecutors, following his July arrest, Drayton confessed to killing 6 more victims. Reportedly, 2 murders took place in Connecticut, one in the Bronx, another in Suffolk County, one in either Nassau County or Queens, and potentially one more in California. It's unclear whether or not Drayton's confession was true. Drayton has 5 prior arrests in Connecticut, including a 2011 arrest for strangulation. A woman fell to her death after an argument with a man she met on Tinder. Warriana Wright of Wellington, New Zealand, met Gable Tosti on Tinder. A week later, on August 7, 2014, the two met up and went on a date, which ended in the couple going to Tosti's apartment. Once there, the two reportedly got into an argument, and Tosti allegedly choked the 26-year-old Wright and locked her outside on his balcony. Apparently, Wright tried to escape and fell from the balcony to her death. For reasons still unknown, Tosti made an audio recording on his phone during the spat. In the audio, which was later played during Tosti's trial, he can be heard shouting to Wright that she was lucky he didn't throw her off the balcony, followed by expletives. Tosti, who was 28 at the time, was arrested for her death, but was ultimately acquitted of all charges. In the ensuing years, Tosti has faced other legal problems, including crashing his car while reportedly driving naked and under the influence. Thank you for watching. Please come back for more exciting and informative videos. Please like and subscribe. Thank you for your support and liking our channel.